Rhea Higgs here, author of Effin' 40, fucking 40, for those of you who are just outright with it. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about this book, why I named it what I named it, and some of the topics that it includes. First of all, the reason that I named it what I named it, it has a double meaning. Most of us in our mid to late 30s start developing this mindset of turning 40 soon. Like 40 is like this big age for a lot of people where it's like, oh my God, I'm turning 40. I'm not in my 30s anymore. I'm farther away from my 20s. Fucking 40. So that is the first meaning of it. The second meaning is, you know what? I'm fucking 40 up. I am taking 40 and I am killing it. And it's a little bit of a mixture of both, that kind of dread to turn a certain age and the being that certain age and saying, you know what, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. We think of 40 as midlife, and may it be, but that doesn't mean that we have to slow down. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't slow down, though, in some areas. A lot of the ways that we approach aging can be kind of being over 40 doesn't have to be. Being over 40 can also mean that, you know what? It's time that I take the time to slow down. It's time that I work through the things that really held me back in my 30s, that I was felt too busy or undereducated or whatever the case may be to address these things head on. We had a bunch of little kids to take care of, and we felt like we didn't have time to focus on ourselves, or you know, we were so focused on our career in our 30s that we kind of realized in our 40s, I can take a little time and do more of the things that I enjoy. So that's the meaning of the title. Fucking 40, effing 40, whatever you want to call it. There are three sections to the book itself. Section one is surviving chaos and the preparation. This was kind of it started out as kind of a recap on my autobiography. So the years kind of leading up to 30. And I realized that I don't need that. I don't need to recap because, well, there's a whole book about it. So this just gives a small recap for those who haven't read the book, but not enough information to where you can get enough without reading the book, if that makes sense. So if you haven't read Dirt on My Cloth, now's your opportunity. I am also selling a double feature with both books so that you can read not just all about me, because the book, even the autobiography, it tells my story up to about 30, but it's more about making people feel relatable, making people feel connected to, making people feel understood. A lot of these things I talk about are not things that a lot of people talk about in their daily life. Maybe more people are talking about them now, but when I wrote the book, it wasn't really things that people were talking about in public, especially not to strangers. So this second book is more of a memoir about leading up to 40 and turning 40 and that first year of 40. And, it's a little bit about me and my experiences, but section two is the space between. This is the middle between the end of my autobiography and leading up to about 38, 39. This section includes chapters, the last 12, the relationship, and the P word. Section three, the first 12. This is about the first year of being 40, the first 12 months of being 40. And those chapters include identity outside of caretaking, as we are moving on from raising kids to raising ourselves as adults. um, Perception, age, and emotional framing, hedonic adaptation and the myth of arrival, and lastly, from survival to self. Now, I'm also in the process of creating a course. I felt so strongly about this topic that I wanted to create a whole course about it that I can use in my relationship coaching. And it just kind of wraps up the book. Look, we've survived all the things we've survived up to the age of 40, 41, and we're still here thriving. So I hope that it brings you as much clarity and comfort as it's brought me to write about it. And, as authors, part of writing can be us working through our own things and sharing that work with the world. And our goal is typically to help someone realize that they're not alone, that other people have gone through this, and those deep, dark, intense feelings and thoughts and emotions that you've had through the process, totally normal. Because guess what? We have to. So I hope that it reaches as many people as it can reach internally. And I love feedback. So please, by all means, leave your feedback. I'm going to be sharing blurbs and quotes and things from this book, as well as Dirt on My Cloth. Again, I am selling a double feature of both books, but I'm also selling them individually. So if you already have the first one, here's the second one. If you don't have either, then you have the chance to get them at a bundled price. Um, so yeah. So that is fucking 40. And for those of you who prefer a little softer title, effing 40. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you enjoy the book and thank you for your support.